Girl Meets Upstate review. You guys wanted it. I wanted to do it. Here it is. What's going on, YouTube? So the episode starts off with Maya and Riley getting on a subway to go to upstate New York in a desperate attempt to find Maya. Find her true self, that is. And they're on the same subway where it all started. Oh, the nostalgic memories. So Katie, Topanga, and Corey have Lucas on the hot seats, trying to figure out who he picked between Maya and Riley. But the scene cuts away before Lucas can give an answer. Of course. So Riley and Maya finally arrive at Uncle Shawn's house. Isn't it funny how it was Riley's idea to quote unquote sneak out and go find Shawn? Such a Maya thing to do. You sure you aren't the one having the identity crisis there, Riley? So Shawn mentioned how he's evolving and he likes who he's become. Really interesting quote there, considering this is exactly how I feel about Maya's identity crisis. So Shawn asked the question, what's wrong with meeting a good influence and having them change you for the better? That's what I'm saying. So then they have Boy Meets World flashbacks of when Corey wanted to be just like Shawn. Now that's that real nostalgia. And you know, I find it very telling that they end the flashback with this quote.
Then what am I? You're Corey. I'm Shawn. Just like it's always been. What else do you need to know?
Very telling indeed. So Shawn talks about how Corey was a big influence on his life, and he's beginning to wonder if he's lost who he truly is, just like Maya. And can I just say that I absolutely love the interactions that happen between Maya and Shawn. I mean, they have amazing on-screen chemistry. And I loved it when Shawn told Maya that she's the reason that he believes that he could be a father someday. That is so sweet. And he says that he doesn't feel that way because of Corey. That's his own voice saying that he cares about Maya. Another noteworthy quote. Just like it's Maya's own unique voice saying that she cares about Lucas, perhaps? But I'm getting ahead of myself. So Lucas tells Katie that he cares about Maya very much. And he says the same thing about Riley after Topanga has a jealous little outburst. But something that I noticed about this scene, Lucas was clearly more committed to having a conversation with Katie about Maya. Now I'll let you guys speculate to why that may be. Because he was gonna pick Maya. So once again, Maya and Shawn have a beautiful scene together where Shawn tells her that he's very fond of her. And Maya says that she's very fond of him too. The only thing that ruined this adorable moment was Riley's obnoxious and unnecessary screaming. I'm sorry, but her non-stop bubbliness is just beyond annoying to me, especially when it comes during moments that are supposed to be taken seriously. But of course, that's just my opinion. Now proceed to tell me how I'm a jerk in the comment section for not liking your favorite character. So Maya returns the clothes that Shawn bought her, and she goes back to her old vintage Maya clothes in a desperate attempt to get the old Maya back. But instead, all that does is make Maya feel worse. And that's when Corey decides to show up and bring his comedic charm to the rest of this scene. Corey really cracked me up in this episode. And having my three favorite characters on the show in one room working together was such a delight to see. So Shawn starts to freak out because he thinks he's turned into Corey. And then they wrestle on the floor while Maya and Riley decide to have another important conversation. Riley asks Maya if the only reason she likes Lucas is because Riley likes him. And Maya says she doesn't know and they will just have to wait until Maya becomes herself again to find out. Oh goody. So Katie finally admits that she loves Shawn to Topanga. And I thought this was a really cute little scene. No overreacting or goofy nonsense, just great acting and emotion. So Corey reminds Shawn of what made Shawn Shawn, and that was him always living in the moments and not caring what anyone thinks. And I loved it when Corey said that Shawn was the best thing that ever happened to him. And when Riley tries to correct him and says besides Topanga, Corey just reconfirms what he already said. God, I love their bromance. It still lives on even in 2016. How cool is that? And you know what else is cool? How Corey and Shawn did their little vintage handshake from Boy Meets World, and they did it flawlessly. They still got it, ladies and gentlemen. So Shawn says that he finally remembers the old Shawn Hunter. And Maya asks Shawn, does that change the way that he feels about her? And he tells her that it does. And then he tells her to go find her so they can talk about it. I thought this was also noteworthy, because although we don't know exactly what Shawn is gonna say, we know he doesn't suddenly not care about Maya anymore. How do we know that? Because that would make no sense. If anything, he probably cares more. But to be continued on that, I guess. So Maya once again confesses to Riley that she's always wanted what she's had, even back when they were little girls. And Riley tells her that the feeling is mutual. And that's when the paint fight breaks out. And Maya apparently finds herself, or at least part of herself. She's still soul searching for the rest. So the art teacher tells her that he sees rage and darkness and betrayal on her painting. Now that's another very noteworthy quote, but despite all of that, she protected one little tiny spot on her painting. And according to the art teacher, that spot represents hope. And he tells her to never lose that hope. And now here comes the most important scene in the whole episode as far as I'm concerned. So Lucas has been waiting for the girls to come back home for 5 hours in Riley's room. And I thought Charlie was the creepy creep. But before I get into that, I just want to say how I thought it was cute how Zay admits to loving Maya and Riley. More so Maya, but Riley too, I guess. I mean, we knew how Farkle and Lucas felt about the girls for the most part, so it was nice to finally get confirmation on Zay's feelings towards the girls too. So Maya asks Lucas has he finally made his decision yet, and he has this big smile on his face as he looks her in her eyes and says that he has made a decision. But then Maya tells Lucas that it doesn't matter because Lucas picked Riley. And Riley starts to obnoxiously celebrate as if she just won a prize or a new TV or some shit. And Lucas clearly looks very upset by Maya making his decision for him. He didn't look at all happy about her picking Riley. And even after Maya's explanation to how she's been Riley lately so it doesn't matter who he picks, he still looks very annoyed and not satisfied at all by her explanation. Trust me, Lucas, I'm right there with you, buddy. So Maya says that she's still Maya and Riley is still Riley, just like it's always been. And that is the first time that Lucas smiles since Maya made his choice for him. Why is he smiling? I'll let you guys speculate. So the second most important scene in this episode was the final scene, where Shawn tells Katie that he loves her and Maya, and then proceeds to propose to Katie, and she says yes. Now we all knew this was coming because I told you guys this several months back, but it was still a great scene. So overall, this was a pretty good episode, despite the terrible storyline. And I think that was mainly because of Shawn and Corey and Maya. I mean, they really made this episode for me. I mean, they pretty much was this episode. Just so many great moments involving these three. So all that being said, I would probably rate this episode a 7.5 out of 10. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. And if you haven't already signed the petition to move Girl Meets World to Freeform, the link to that will be in the description box. But I'm done talking. If you guys enjoyed this video, You know what to do. But as always, until next time.